these things just like should be banned. They're no good for anyone. They block up, they clog up, restrict the flow, and then when they go wrong, they're a nightmare to change. Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're all doing really well. Just want to say, before I get into today's video, thank you very much for all the new subscribers to the channel. Guys, if you haven't already subscribed, it's free to do so. Also, click that notification bell so you do not miss when the latest video drops. Also, give the video a thumbs up. If you enjoy it, that is. However, today, I'm definitely not going to enjoy this little job. Well, let me know what you guys think. It is a sink, but it's not just any sink. It is a sink with a different waist to the ones we are traditionally used to fitting here in the UK. It is an Ikea sink waist. Yeah, so going to be ripping this out. I'm going to be putting in a proper basket strainer. So the customer is decorating. It's going to be taking that old strainer out. The overflow is there and it is integrated into the sink just at the back there. Yeah, we're going to be taking out this basket strainer. Going to take out that old trap and this corrugated tube. Now the reason why I don't particularly like these is they're all kind of like a slidey push fit thing. That all glues over there, down there. But that corrugated waste, because it's corrugated, it will just block up. It'll catch all the food. And a bottle trap on a sink, not for me really. So believe it or not, this was the old kitchen until they had it all converted. So yeah, we're going to be taking this out, putting a proper basket strainer in, putting in an adjustable trap with 2 spigots because there is room here for a washing machine and dishwasher to go in there, like they had before. Like I say, gentleman's moved in, so we're going to alter this, sort this out, and also while we're here, we're going to be trying to fix the wobbly tap. And there is also a leak on the hot. You can see the stain over there, and it's currently been turned off. So we're going to try and figure out what's going on with this nightmare sink, should we say? Yeah, nightmare sink. First thing we're going to do is we're going to sort out the leak on the pipe work. So we're going to I'm pretty certain it's the flexi just up there, what was pulling around that. So going to sort out that, going to get the tap tightened up, so, well, we've got access, and then I can take the waste apart and then reconfigure all of that, which is to be the last job. So let's get the tap done first, then that's solid, then I can work on the pipe work and then sort of work under here. So this tap is slightly different to a standard kitchen tap in the way it's connected or secured. So we've got a pull-out weight on this tap, which is connected to our securing nut and rod. So that brass, shiny piece of gold brass you see, that is what we need to tighten up. Now, things like the Nero Tapex kit or box spanners aren't going to get on there. So what we're going to have to use, it's kind of like a combination of like traditional tools, as it were. So we're going to try, I've done this before with these, I'm going to try these small set of Nipex Cobras, get up under there and then tighten it up. Anyway, it's going to be difficult doing this and filming it. So I'll check back in a second and let you know how I've got on and show you the difference. Fingers crossed, these will do the job. Okay, guys, you're going to have to trust me when I tell you this, but see that right there? So that brass back nut. Basically, I've managed to get those small set of grips on it. There's plenty of room under here with your hand to get onto that with a small set of grips. So that's exactly what I've done. Now, you could, in theory, take off the nut that goes onto this flexi weight, but there is a washer in there. It's likely to be a rubber one or fibre one. But rather than disturb that joint, I haven't got any spare washers for that, so I've left that on. Managed to do it with a small set of grips. It's taken me all of 2 minutes to do. And if I clamber out of the cupboard for you guys, the hot won't work yet because it's turned off for the minute because it's leaking, but the tap is now solid. So yes, you can take off the flexi weight and try and get onto that piece of backing up basically with a box spanner or something, but I've managed to do a set of grips, so the tap is now secure. So we're now going to get on to figuring out what's leaking. So I'm pretty certain when I turn this on, I did see it leak. Now, where from? I don't know. I did see a drip then. From above. So, right, okay. Bear with me, people, and I will show you where we are leaking from. So, bear with the camera. We are leaking from that fitting there. Right, okay, I think that's going to be, there'll be a rubber washer in there. Anyway, I'll turn this off, get that apart, and then we'll get that repaired, and then I can move on to doing the waste. This is always the thing. So it's kind of like a flat done, not even tight. Look. Let's get it apart. We've got electrics under here as well. So let's get this apart first, and just kind of see what's occurring really. Oh, not even tight. Not even tight. Right, okay. Let's get this back together. So, flexi on a flexi isn't ideal, but that face on this fitting is flat, so we haven't got to worry. About it binding up, so let's get that across there. So our leak is all sorted. We're now going to move on to our waste. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set you guys down here so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to use a bin bag. Let's put it underneath here to catch everything from our waste. Now that, in theory, will just swing round, but more importantly, our connection over here, it's meant to be glued, but I don't think the glue ever set because I can just pull that straight out. Sorry if you're eating your dinner or your breakfast while watching this, but that goes in there. Then I'm then gonna take this off. This is like genuinely why I don't like these. Like, look how easy that all comes apart. It doesn't take much to do that. So that goes in there. He says. Then we'll undo our waste from above. So just giving this a bit of a clean up with the wipes and some blue roll. Just going to get rid of the excess silicone that's on there. And then the one we're going to be fitting, kind of like a generic sort of basket strainer here in the UK, was one of these. So this comes with your plug, get your basket, blah, blah, blah. I'll unwind all this and get this all made up. And there is a rubber seal just there, which is what seals it from underneath on sort of this flat face. So we'll get all this made up in, and then we're going to be fitting a nice new McAlpine trap, and then we'll repipe it into that waste. I'll do something with that socket in a minute. Yeah, we'll get this all made in now. So I use an old wood chisel to do these up because of the slots. Now I'm holding the new bolt that came with the new waste. The reason why I've not used it is because the depth between the basket here and the cage underneath is too long for this bolt on this specific sink. And this is kind of the problem got with some of this stuff. So now I've got the new UK standard waste in this unstandard sink. I can now pipe it up to a standard sort of spec. But yeah, this bolt isn't long enough that came with the new waste to go through. So I've had to use the old one off the old Ikea waste. So again, excuse the rustling. It's kind of bread and butter stuff, this, for a lot of people. But this is our new trap. So we're gonna put that onto there. I always put them up so they sit perfectly on the washer, and then do them up. It's just like so. I'll get the two spigots facing out, get that tightened up, get that pointing towards the back, and then we can work out what fittings we need. So we need an elbow to come off of that, probably another elbow to drop down, and then whatever we need in the corner over here. So yeah, get that, I kind of get that sort of mocked up, get this pipes up in here, then I put the accessory, so like our spigots on, and what I do is I leave them with the blue caps sitting in just like that, and then obviously you've got the nut that goes over the top. So bear with, this nut slides over, tighten all that up, and then yeah, ready to go, ready to test it. Let's get some waste pipe out and let's pipe this up first. Right, what I'm going to attempt to do is shed some light on the situation first. So I haven't got any room on this pipe to work with it, so the old fitting, as you can see, pulled out, the old sort of flexi pulled out of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut like a diagonal all the way up and then split the fitting. Going to cut it with a multi-tool, just buzz through the plastic at an angle, split it with a flathead screwdriver, and then with any luck, not damage the pipe, and we can get a new 1.5" socket on there, and then we can repipe this all going back up into there. Right, so we'll get this cut down a little bit and see what we're working with. So I use these sort of pipe slice type cutters. So we'll get that offered in, get that glued up, and then we can carry on piping. Also, I was always taught glue the fitting, glue the pipe, and then obviously as you put it all together, give it all a good twist. So I do that section first. I know it's not the right height yet, but I just get it in first, because then I can get my length across, if that makes some sort of sense. So, is that be long enough? So that'll be long enough. Okay, everyone has their own ways of doing things. As long as, well, yeah, everyone has their own way. Everyone has their own way of doing things, and I just have my ways, just the ways we were all taught differently, I suppose, wasn't it? But so that I wipe off. Then I can then mark up my height on here. So I'm only going to be taking off probably an inch. So got the first piece of waste pipe in. Just going to now glue up the elbow to come across the top. So like I say, I glue the fitting and the pipe, and then what I'll do is I'll glue the next, glue it to go on, ready to go onto our trap. Plenty of glue in the fitting, and then I always glue, like I say, I always glue the pipe as well. And then as it goes on, give it a good twist, get it where we need it to be. So we all need it to have a nice fall, because waste doesn't run uphill, does it? And then we'll put on the nut, the slip ring, then our washer. I think I'd much rather work under a kitchen cupboard than a bath though, if I'm being honest. Where would you guys rather work? Under a bath or a kitchen cupboard? Let me know. Anyway, that goes on there. So what we do now is we straighten that up, pull our washer back. Right, think we're all good. So, take the plug out first. Let's get rid of the old one, not to confuse ourselves. Let's just run some water through. Make sure we've got no leaks. Put a bit of the hot through. And let's put the plug in. We'll fill this up and then we'll just dump the whole sink, all that water all through here, and give it a test. Right, so we've had it filling up on the cold. Just to not throw away obviously all the hot water. We're now just running it through our overflow, and we're just going to be checking. So the overflow, like I say, is built in to this part of our sink. So in theory, lovely at that point. So always test your overflows, and then get your sleeve wet. Just let the whole lot go, and then we'll give this all a double check over. Perfect. So there you go, guys. That is how I change an Ikea sink waste for a standard one you find here in the UK. So, not the longest of videos, I know, but it's not something you come across every day, is those Ikea sink wastes and the sinks and the taps. But customer now has up and running kitchen tap that they can now use hot and cold in the utility. It's also not loose to the sink anymore, and also the waste isn't blocked and or leaking. So they've now got all industry standard waste bits and pieces underneath, so it's not even going to block. It's perfectly adaptable, get onto it anytime, and that's kind of it really. Simple, little maintenance, little jobbing type video. So if you've liked today's content, like today's video, give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, it's free to do so, and click that notification bell so you do not miss, again, like I said before in the start of the video, you do not miss the latest video. So guys, I'll see you on the next one.